Hi, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to build a chatbot using the Microsoft QnA Maker. The Microsoft QnA Maker is an Azure-powered web-based service or web-based tool that allows you to train your chatbot on how to respond to questions in a conversational way. So without any further ado, let's delve right in, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to build a chatbot using the QnA Maker. All right, so as you can see here, the website or the URL is www.QnAMaker.ai. So the first thing you will need to do once you get to the landing page of this website is for you to sign in. And mind you, you need to have an Azure account to do this, right? So if you don't have one already, you can sign up for the Azure trial or the 12-month, Azure trial. So you need to have that. That is more of a prerequisite to doing this. Remember, I mentioned earlier that the QnA is Azure powered, right? So once you have all of this and you've signed in, you need to start with creating a knowledge base. Now, the knowledge base is where your chatbot is going to learn from. That is what contains, that's the source, where your chatbot is going to be, doing all of its learning from. So let's try to create that real quick. So I'll click on this. And I'll click on create a QnA service. So this QnA service is going to be created up on Azure. So you can see clicking on it is taking me to my Azure portal. Good and good. So I need to give it a name here. How about I call it Kazim QnA Chatbot. Choose your subscription details, and I'm going to go with the free tier here. And let me put it in a resource group. So if you are new to the concept of resource group, up on Azure, we use resource group to tie resources together, such that when you no longer require or you no longer need those resources, it becomes easier for you to delete those resources. So if later in the future I don't need this anymore and all of its associated resources, so I simply can go to the resource group and drop the resource group. And I'm sure that all of the resources that is tied to that resource group will get deleted with the resource group. So I already created, before this video, I created a resource group called QnA Maker. So I'm going to select that resource group. If you don't have one created, you can create one on the fly here by clicking on Create New, right? So how about we go with this one here, and I'll select my location. So location is also a very important one here. So keep in mind that there are certain locations that certain services are not available. So if there is a service you're looking for and you can't happen to find that service, so it might be as a result of the location that you're choosing. So you might need to swap that location. How about we change this to a place closest to me? Yes, I'm in Africa. So how about I do South Africa here? And the website location, I'm going to go with Africa as well. The application insights as well, let me keep them all in Africa. Good and good. So now that I have my resources created, our QnA Maker now, and do a refresh. All right, so since I have that created, all right, so the next thing to do now is for us to connect our QnA service to our knowledge base, right? So we do that by selecting the correct Azure Active Directory. In my case, this is my default directory. That's fine. My subscription, the QnA service that we just created, that was what I named it. So I'm going to select my language of choice here, English language. It is. So give my KB a name. So I've decided to call it Kazim KB. So give it any friendly name of your choice. So when it comes to the knowledge base, so where is the knowledge base? Where is it going to be getting the information from? Where is it going to be learning from? So there are two choices here. Either we're specifying a URL or we want to upload a file. So you simply can build a Word document that contains, that has list of questions and answers. Or if you have a website with questions and answers, you can use that instead. So I remember, I built a website for our summit, the MCT Tech Summit that happened last year in Nigeria, in Abuja, Nigeria. And I know that website has a Q&A page. So mcttechsummit.org. So I'll copy the Q&A URL so I can have that pasted here. So everything should look good. I can go ahead and create my KB. So creating this KB is going to take a while. So I'm just going to pause the video at the moment and be back once it succeeds. And yes, we're back. So this is, we've successfully built, our knowledge base. So as you can see here from the website, there are pools of questions and then answers to them. So I might want to also add some additional information to this. So we call them Q&A pair. So let me add a Q&A pair that will ask questions such as, how about when people want to use our bot and they say hello to our bot should be able to respond. So if we get an hello, then the answer to the hello question should be hello. How may I help you today? And how about we do one more? So when they're true and they say goodbye, how about that? Goodbye, goodbye. So we want the chatbot to also respond with a goodbye. Goodbye. I'm glad I am able to help. Stop. We're just going to add one more. The last one this time. How about when people say thank you? So what we're doing right now is training our knowledge base, populating our knowledge base with some additional Q&A. So we want it to also say, you are welcome. You are welcome. Full stop. I'm glad I am able to help. So we can save and train. So we've saved it now. We can try to put this to test. So we'll type hello. Wow, so you can see the chatbot responding. Hello, how may I help you today? Let's ask questions about the MCT Summit. From the MCT Tech Summit, FAQ page, we have things like, what is MCT Tech Summit? So let's ask that question and let's see what it returns to us. What is MCT Tech Summit? Summit, a question mark. Wow. So we can see our chatbot is really working. MCT Tech Summit is a yearly community-driven event. So how about we say thank you? Thank you. You are welcome. I'm glad I'm able to help. So our chatbot service has now been deployed and ready for use. So moving forward, you can create a bot now on Azure to use that KB that you've just created. Or if you want, you can just have this plugged into your website. So in the next demo that I'm going to be showing, so we're going to see how to create a chatbot as well using Azure, on Azure, and we're also going to see how to do something similar with the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent. So I hope this has been informative, and thank you very much for viewing.